View from the Bridge, a play by Arthur Miller, read for you by Weirdo Fries. Act 2. And on the reception room of a prison, Marco is seated. Alfieri, Catherine, and Rodolfo are standing. I'm waiting, Marco. What do you say? Marco never hurt anybody. I can't bail you out until your hearing comes up, but I'm not going to do it. You understand me? Unless I have your promise, you are an honorable man. I will believe your promise. Now what do you say? In my country, he would be dead now. He would not live this long. All right, Rodolfo. You come with me now. No, please, Mr. Marco. Promise the man. Please, I want you to watch the wedding. How can I be married and you're in here? Please, you're not going to do anything. You know you're not. Marco is silent. Catherine kneeling left of Marco. Marco, don't you understand? He can't bail you out if you're going to do something bad. To hell with Eddie. Nobody's going to talk to him again if he lives to 100. Everybody knows you spit in his face. That's enough, isn't it? Give him the satisfaction. I want you at the wedding. You got a wife and kids, Marco. You could be working till the hearing comes up instead of laying around here. Marco told Alfieri. I have no chance. Alfieri crosses behind Marco. No, Marco. You're going back. The hearing is a formality, that's all. But him. There's a chance, eh? When she marries him, he can start to become an American. They permit that, if the wife is born here. Marco looking at Rodolfo. Well, we did something. He lays a palm on Rodolfo's arm, and Rodolfo covers it. Marco, please tell the man. Marco pulling his arm away. What will I tell him? He knows such a promise is dishonorable. To promise not to kill is not dishonorable. Marco looking at Alfieri. No? No. Marco gesturing with his head. This is a new idea. Then what is done with such a man? Nothing. If he obeys the law, he lives. That's all. Marco rises to turns to Alfieri. The law? All the law is not in a book. Yes, in a book. There is no other law. Marco, his anger rising. He degraded my brother. My blood. He robbed my children. He mocks my work. I worked to come here, mister. I know, Marco. There is no law for that. Where is the law for that? There is none. Marco shaking his head. I don't understand this country. Well, what is your answer? You have 5 or 6 weeks. You could work, or else you sit here. What do you say to me? Marco lowers his eyes. It almost seems he's ashamed. All right. You won't touch him. This is your promise. Slight pause. Maybe he wants to apologize to me. Marco is staring away. Alfieri takes one of his hands. This is not God, Marco. You hear? Only God makes justice. All right. Alfieri nodding. Nods with assurance. Good. Catherine, Rodolfo, Marco. Let us go. Catherine kisses Rodolfo and Marco, then kisses Alfieri's hand. I'll get Beatrice and meet you at church. She leaves quickly. Marco rises. Rodolfo suddenly embraces him. Marco pats him on the back and Rodolfo exits after Catherine. Marco faces Alfieri. Only God, Marco. Marco turns and walks out. Alfieri, with a certain professional tread, leaves the stage. The lights dim out. The lights rise in the apartment. Eddie is alone in the rocker, rocking back and forth in little surges. Pause. Now Beatrice emerges from a bedroom. She is in her best clothes, wearing a hat. Beatrice, with fear, going to Eddie. I'll be back in about an hour, Eddie. All right? Eddie quietly, almost inaudibly, as though drained. What have I been talking to myself? Eddie, for God's sake, it's her wedding. Didn't you hear what I told you? You walk out that door to that wedding, you ain't coming back here, Beatrice. Why? What do you want? I want my respect. Didn't you ever hear of that from my wife? Catherine enters from bedroom. It's after 3. We're supposed to be there already. Beatrice? The priest won't wait. Eddie, it's her wedding. There will be nobody there from her family, from my sister. Let me go. I'm going for my sister. Eddie, as though hurt. Look, I've been arguing with you all day already, Beatrice. And I said what I'm going to say. He's going to come here and apologize to me. Or nobody from this house is going into that church today. Now, if that's more to you than I am, then go. But don't come back. You'll be on my side, on their side. That's all. Catherine suddenly, who the hell do you think you are? Shh. You got no more right to tell nobody nothing. Nobody. The rest of your life. Nobody. Shut up, Katie. She turns Catherine around. You're gonna come with me. I can't, Katie, I can't. How can you listen to him? This rat! Beatrice shaking Catherine. Don't you call him that! Catherine clearing from Beatrice. What are you scared of? He's a rat! He belongs in the sewer! Stop it! Catherine weeping. He bites people when they sleep. He comes when nobody's looking and poisons decent people. In the garbage he belongs. Eddie seems about to pick up the table and fling it at her. No! Eddie! Eddie! To Catherine. And we all belong in the garbage. You and me too. Don't say that. Whatever happened, we all done it. And don't you ever forget it, Catherine. She goes to Catherine. Now go to your wedding, Katie. I'll stay home. Go. God bless you. God bless your children. Enter Rodolfo. Eddie? Now who said you could come in here? Get out of here. Marco is coming, Eddie. Pause. Beatrice raises her hands in terror. He's praying in the church. You understand? Pause. Rodolfo advances into the room. Catherine, I think it is better we go. Come with me. Eddie, go away. Please. Beatrice quietly. Eddie, let's go someplace. Come on. You and me. He has not moved. I don't want you to be here when he comes. I'll get your coat. Where? Where am I going? This is my house. Beatrice crying out. What's the use of it? He's crazy now. You know the way they get. What good is it? You got nothing against Marco. You always liked Marco. I got nothing against Marco. He called me a rat in front of the whole neighborhood. Which he said I killed his children. Where have you been? Rodolfo quiet. Suddenly, stepping up to Eddie. It is my fault, Eddie. Everything I wish to apologize. Was wrong that I do not ask for your permission. I kiss your hand. He reaches for Eddie's hand, but Eddie snaps it away from him. Eddie, he's apologizing. I have made all of our troubles. But you have insults me too. Maybe God understands why you did that to me. Maybe you did not mean to insult me at all. Listen to him, Eddie. Listen to what he's telling you. I think maybe when Rodolfo comes, if we can tell him we are comrades now, and we have no more arguments between us, then maybe Rodolfo will not now. Listen, Eddie, give him a chance. What do you want, Eddie? What do you want? I want my name. He didn't take my name. He's only a punk. Marco's got my name. It's Rodolfo. And you can run to tell him, kid. He's gonna give it back to me in front of his neighborhood. Or we have it out. Hoisting up his pants. Come on. Where is he? Take me to him. Eddie, listen. I heard enough. Come on. Let's go. Only blood is good. Only blood is good. He kissed your hand. What he does don't mean nothing to nobody. It's Rodolfo. Come on. Beatrice barring his way to the stairs. What's gonna mean something? Eddie, listen to me. Who could give you your name? Listen to me. I love you. I'm talking to you. I love you. If Marco will kiss your hand outside, if he goes on his knees, what is he going to give you? That's not what you want. Don't bother me. You want something else, Eddie. You can never have her. Catherine in horror. B! Eddie shocked, horrified, his fist clenching. Beatrice! Marco appears outside, walking towards the door from a distant point. Beatrice crying out, weeping. The truth is not as bad as blood, Eddie. I'm telling you the truth. Tell her goodbye forever. Eddie crying out in agony. That's what you think of me? That I would have such thoughts? He fist clenched his head as though it burst. Marco calling near the door outside. Eddie Carbone! Eddie swerves about. All stand transfixed for an instant. People appear outside. Eddie as though flinging his challenge. Yeah, Marco. Eddie Carbone. Eddie Carbone. Eddie Carbone. He goes up the stairs and emerges from the apartment. Rodolfo streaks up and out past him and runs to Rodolfo. No. Marco, please. Eddie, please. He has children. You will kill the family. Go in the house, Eddie. Please. Please go in the house. Eddie, he gradually comes to address the people. Maybe you come to apologize to me, eh? Marco? For what you said about me in front of the neighborhood? He is incensing himself, and little bits of laughter even escape him as his eyes are murderous, and he cracks his knuckles in his hands with a strange sort of relaxation. He knows that ain't right to do like that to a man, which I put my roof over their head and my food in their mouths, like in the Bible. Strangers I never seen in my whole life, to come out of the water and grab a girl for a passport, to go and take from your own family, like from the stable, and never word to me, and now accusations in the bargain? Directly to Margot. Wiping the neighborhood with my name like a dirty rag? I want my name, Marco. He's moving now, carefully towards Marco. Now give me my name. We go together to the wedding. Beatrice and Catherine kneeling. Eddie, don't. Eddie. No. Marco knows what's right from wrong. Tell the people, Marco. Tell them what a liar you are. He has his arms spread out, and Marco is spreading his. Come on, liar. You know what you done. He lunges for Marco as a great hushed shout goes up from the people. Marco strikes Eddie beside the neck. Animal, you go on your knees to me. Eddie goes down with a blow, and Marco starts to raise a foot to stomp him with. When Eddie springs a knife into his hand and Marco steps back, Louis rushes in towards Eddie. Hey, for Christ's sake! Eddie raises the knife and Louis halts to step back. You lied about me, Marco. Now say it. Come on now, say it.
Animal.
Eddie lunges with a knife. Marco grabs his arm, turning the blade inwards and pressing it home as the women and Louis and Mike rush in and separate them. And Eddie's knife, still in his hand, falls to his knees before Marco. The two women support him for a moment, calling his name again and again. Eddie, I never meant to do anything bad to you. And why? Oh, B. Yes, my B. He dies in her arms, and Beatrice covers him with her body. Alfieri, who is in the crowd, turns out to the audience. The lights have gone down, leaving him in a glow, while behind him the dull prayers of the people and the kneeling of the women continue. Most of the time, now, we settle for half, and I like it better. But the truth is holy, and even as I know how wrong he was, and his death useless, I tremble, for I confess that something perversely pure calls to me from his memory. Not purely good, but himself purely, for he allowed himself to be wholly known, and for that I think I love him more than all my sensible clients. And yet it is better to settle for half. It must be. And so I mourn him. I admit it. The certain alarm. Curtain. This was The View from the Bridge, a play by Arthur Miller, read for you by Weirdo. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.